Red Stripe, Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me no. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watcha. Man shall I be the forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. The bush and never made it that the champion boy pan. Nah man I done a songsters boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy.
Germany! We run the football here. Germany! We run the football. Oliver! No, not you know. Yeah, something wrong right here.
That thing about that.
Just sit alone and play good. It's all box. And I can't. No man, I'm sure. Rocket. So all of them.
Okay, so welcome you here to the Harborview Mini Stadium. It's the first game of the third round for Harborview and Mount Pleasant here. And we're following up on the last game of the second round, which was right here, same time, same place. And the last time these two teams met, it was a 1-0 scoreline in favor of Harborview, the home team, who scored in the 92nd minute of play. Norman Campbell, the man, getting the goal there. So it's Harborview who are 9th in the table on 29 points, up against Mount Pleasant, who are 2nd on the table on 40 points. So it's Once again, the clash, the Stars of the East versus the men from the North, from the Garden Parish, as the ball boys walk out on the pitch here to the sound of the FIFA anthem. It's, as usual, windy, chilly conditions here at Harbourview as the teams make their way out on the pitch. Referee Okito Nicholson, the man in the middle tonight, has some interesting personnel changes in both teams, which we will tell you about shortly after the anthems and so on. The coach here from Mount Pleasant, it's Paul Teagat Davis, and his counterpart on the Harbourview bench is Ludlow Bernard. So it's the first game in the third round here as we're going to stand for the national anthem.
Harbourview, the host in the Golden Globe, entertaining Mount Pleasant Academy from St. Anne in their blue, red, and white strip. Could we ask you to stand for the playing of the Jamaica national anthem as our ball boys get in the correct position and facing the flag just to my left.
The Vuvuzelas ringing out here as we give you the starting lineup for the visiting team. Mount Pleasant in goal, number 40, Kadeem Davis, number 5, Ricardo Campbell, number 3, Ladale Ritchie, number 14, Sule McCullough, number 12, Latroy Leng, number 15, Kevin Isaacs, number 17, Ronaldo Rodney, number 25, new signee, Jeremy Nelson coming in from Molynes, number 19, Cardell Benbow, number 10, Kemar Beckford, number 11, Keslan Hall. Substitutes, number 50, David Swaby, number 4, Alwayne Harvey, number 23, Ivan Taylor, number 18, Kevin Graham, number 24, another new signing, Ryan Brown, also from Molynes, number 16, Francois Swaby, number 9, Daniel Green. And we told you before that the coach is Mr. Paul Teagat Davis. Now we go to the starting lineup for Harbourview, the home team. In goal, Tafari Chambers, number 13, number 5, Nicholas Beckett, he's the captain, number 29, O'Shane Staple, number 17, Johnny Talbot, number 6, Decoy Williams, number 21, Odeland Harding, number 14, John Luca Levy, number 26, Romario Campbell, number 9, Bebito McDonald, number 19, Macaulay Tullock, number 10, Norman Campbell. Substitutes, number 43, Akeem Smith, number 15, Romario Thompson, number 20, Mark Alvis, number 16, God Stewart, number 28, Sean Daly, number 30, Akwasa Chung, and number 7, Tevin Scott. Those are the squads. We give you the officiating party. Our referees are Keaton Nicholson, assistant referee number 1, Damian Williams, number 2, AR number 2 is Ronaldo Bennett, and the fourth official is Stefan Duar. Those are the lineups. The coach for Harbourview, Ludlow Bernard, and the manager, O'Neill Smith. So the story here, it's the first game of the third round. In the last game of the second round, Harbourview came away 1-0 winners in the death goal coming off the boot of Norman Campbell. And the story of this season is that Harbourview, from the 2 games played so far, they have won both games, winning by a similar 1-0 scoreline, once at Jack's Hall, and last week, this time it was at this very spot of ground, their home ground, that they managed to inflict their second defeat over the men in blue from St. Anne. So we're doing it again. It's a Monday night game. It's a live TV game. And both teams must be up for it as they seek to position themselves. Mount Pleasant, of course, trying to get back to the top of the table. Harborview wants to move up a slot as they did well to get the win in their last game. So victory here for Harborview would see them jump into the 8th spot, and based on the goal difference could also pass Tivoli Gardens, but most definitely they would get past Cavalier as early foul here. Romario Campbell, the former Mount Pleasant man, he's brought down to the turf. Story of the lineups here for Harborview. They welcome back Macaulay Tolo. He was in Central America, had a stint with the Guatemalan club, was also in El Salvador, and has returned here to his home club, Harborview, and he leads the line in the number 19, Macaulay Tolo, man to watch here. Call him Jimmy as we get the action underway here. So Mount Pleasant there in blue, Harborview there in yellow, and Mount Pleasant kicking from left to right, and they're going up against the host Harborview. Foul there on the captain Beckett, just pushes Beckford to the ground, and just in the first minute of play here, and 0-0 the scoreline, no goal-mouth activity as yet, as ball comes in the direction of the man Staple. Now Mount Pleasant get it out on the flank, but the referee says ball went out, so Staple will take the throw here for the home team. Plays inside to Tolo. Tolo trying to get by McCullough on the line, but runs out of real estate as the ball is now inside with the new man, Nelson. Nelson pushes forward, still Nelson comes across lateral and shoots to goal, but straight in the hand of Chambers here. So his first shot as a Mount Pleasant player, the man Jeremy Nelson, and only managed to get it into the arms of the goalkeeper. So here comes Harborview now. Campbell now plays this one down to Harding. Harding back inside to Campbell. Campbell bounce off the defender there, Rodney. And now Nelson will take over for Mount Pleasant. Plays it across to McCullough. McCullough outside to Keslan Hall. Inside to Nelson. Back to McCullough. Here comes Hall now. Hall does well to win the ball here. Coming forward still Hall. Now he shoots the goal, but Tafari Chambers again won't have much problems and gathers on the second attempt as McDonald now. So sprightly start to the fixture here as Leng now with the ball gets it back inside to Rodney. Rodney controls now, looking for a pass inside, gets it to Isaacs. Isaacs now looks upfield inside Benbow dummies, but straight to the man Harding who read that beautifully, and Harborview can't keep it in place. So Keslan Hall just running at the defenders there, but 2 shots so far on target, but no problems for goalkeeper so far. Here is Richie now to Leng. Leng upfield. Dekai Williams will clear. And Tolo now giving Richie some attention there, but ball runs out for a goal kick to the Mount Pleasant team. So Davis takes the goal kick, comes to Campbell. Campbell now comes inside, boots this one now diagonally, looking for the runoff. Probably Benbow, but no one there to make connection as Chambers now puts the ball to the turf. Now takes it up and bowls it out to Staple over on the right-hand side. Staple inside to Levy. Levy now across to Beckett. Beckett, the captain, comes to Harding. Harding now receives, looks forward. McDonald was making the run, but they come to Tolo. Tolo takes it on the chest. Now he chips it inside. Comes to Romario Campbell. Campbell across to Staple. Can Staple get the cross inside? Numbers in the box for Harborview. Yes, he chips it inside and pushed off the ball there, Tolo, but not enough in it for a penalty there. But Just a little nudge from the defenders, just moved him out of the space, but within the allowable tolerance level of the referee, so nothing there. So good build-up play there from Harborview, moving the ball down the flank and getting the cross, but Mount Pleasant just weathering that storm as ball now is beat up the line for Staple. Talbot does well to just cover and clear. So obvious ploy here. Some route one stuff here. Ball now inside with Leng. Leng back to Benbow. Benbow back to Leng. Leng now chips it, but poor attempt at a cross there. And everything wrong about that. And just goes high and wide. So here is now ball with Chambers. It's a goal kick to Harborview. Just about 4 minutes gone here in the fixture. 0-0 the scoreline. Harborview, the home team, in yellow or gold, whichever one suits you best. And Mount Pleasant in blue as Benbow now. Slippery conditions in some parts of the pitch as ball chipped up the line now. Benbow now cuts inside. Still Benbow over on the line. Goes all the way back to Richie. Richie now across to Campbell. Square pass. Now it goes. Makala is on the line asking for the ball, but the defender won't go there. Here comes it to Leng. Leng slips, but comes inside the defender, gets by Matt Donald. Now Campbell gives him some attention. Referee signals in favor of Mount Pleasant. Here comes Beckford. He is second on the goal scoring charts here in the National Premier League, Red Stripe Premier League, with 11 goals, and could manage to get on the score sheet against Harborview in their last outing. And let's see what will happen here tonight as Chambers now boots this one upfield looking for Tolo. Tolo now being hounded by the man Richie. Richie is saying that he was hounded by the player but out of position. Good interception there by Leng, but Tolo now down the line. Richie now for company. Still Tolo. Chips it inside but comes as far only as to Rodney from Mount Pleasant, who gets Makala going up on the left-hand side. Still Makala comes across the halfway line. Makala with the ball now. Here is Makala into Beckford. Isaacs. Leng. Blocked by McDonald. Leng fights. Harding now controls. Cut out by Isaacs. Here is Mount Pleasant with Isaacs. Here comes Campbell. Rodney. Nelson. Turns now, but slipping all the time. Wants to make the pass, but here Isaacs. Still Isaacs. Back inside, Rodney. Campbell. Makala. Coming up the left-hand side, inside now to Nelson, who plays it across, finds him on Beckford. Beckford now inside the box. What can this be? Shoots the goal. Tafari can't save! But no nails! And off the post again. And still can't hit the back of the net. And Mount Pleasant must be counting the amount of chances there. First it was Beckford, then Nelson, then Benbow. But still can't get that ball past Tafari Chambers in the Harborview goal. And the men in blue must be wondering what's happening here at Harborview. Last week, they couldn't find the net. Today, it was an onslaught. Beckford tried. Keston Hall tried. Nelson tried. Benbow tried. And guess what? The score is still 0-0. What a thing here at Harborview. So, player down in the box. It's a Mount Pleasant player. And Nelson, the man, the new man here, Nelson. And reach this Harborview defense, so still 0-0. As Harding now. So Referee now just having a word with McCullough, with the captain actually, Ladiel Ritchie, and Macaulay Tolo, and just telling them to keep it together now. Here comes ball played inside. Tolo now heads it forward. Here comes Leng off the hand of Campbell, and referee now makes the call. So Mount Pleasant with 4 shots on target, but not able to penetrate this Harborview defense to get the goal. And as such, score still 0-0 here as Leng now to deliver this one. Chips it inside, high, and no problem there, but Chambers thought he had it safe, but had to make the save in the end. As Leng was going for a goal, Chambers watched it, and then he had to save. So now, here is Benbow to take this corner kick for Mount Pleasant. 9th minute, ball chipped inside. The heads go up, comes as far as to Richie. Richie now takes on the chest, wants to get it back inside, but he has Dekai Williams for company. And showing now. So now, here is Leng. Asks the captain to just allow him to come and throw that ball as they reset for the throw. Chilly conditions here as usual, as you feel the sea breeze of Harborview, and Tolo plays this one outside, doing some defensive duties here for the Harborview team. Here ball inside now with Rodney. Leng now chips it inside all along the ground, and Chambers now will recover possession. So good period of pressure for Mount Pleasant. Nothing to show for it. McCullough can't get by Levy. Levy now to Campbell. Campbell back outside to Levy. Levy tries to go down the right-hand side. Does well. Still Levy. Now he's being hounded by McCullough, but manages to get across inside. And Richie now heads it outside. Here comes Norman Campbell now. He's being hounded by 3 Mount Pleasant players. Isaacs. And he wins a foul for Mount Pleasant. So Luca Levy did well there. Went down the right-hand side. Challenged by McCullough. Fought and got the cross. And both teams showing some intent here. Mount Pleasant clearly with the better opportunities, but still 0-0 the scoreline here after 11 minutes played. Campbell now inside. Benbow can't control. Dekai. Williams inside to Williams. Williams to Campbell. Campbell to Beckett. Beckett outside to Luca Levy. Levy controls back to Beckett. Beckett now to Campbell. Still Beckett. Comes back to Talbot. Talbot controls across to Williams. Williams now looks for the pass. Is he going long? Chips it inside, but McCullough cuts that one outside. Here comes Isaacs, played it hard off the body off. Campbell come to Campbell now. Still Norman Campbell inside, but Tolos can't keep his foot in here. Can't keep his foot in here. It was a good build-up, good intent there by Campbell, but couldn't. So the players, the field seems to be a little bit slippery. Not sure if some water was applied before, but players from both teams slipping and sliding with the underfoot conditions here. Here now is Benbow across to Nelson. Nelson wants to square, but under some here coming inside now to the one. Benbow, and still saved again by Chambers. And Nelson now punts that one high over the bar. And the graphics here says no difficulty at all, but Chambers again called to do some heroics as he saved with the boot there. Here comes Talbot. So Mount Pleasant still not being able to score. And maybe that's the 6th opportunity. And we're just gone 13 minutes here. Nichols now comes, speaks to Kesanal now as the ball is inside with the man, Romario Campbell. Beckett now goes across trying to get Staple, but it's intercepted by Rodney. But Rodney runs away and leaves the ball here. Now it's with Campbell. Harborview can counter. Here's Romario Campbell still coming down into the Mount Pleasant half. Campbell now plays it right side with Levy. Levy now wants to chip it, chips it inside, comes back post, headed out by Leng, but comes as far as to Beckett. Can Beckett shoot? No, he chips it inside to Campbell. Campbell wants to turn, but forced further back by the Mount Pleasant defense. Chip now over on the right-hand side. Good take there by Bebito McDonald, but he was offside. Or, well, no flag from the assistant, but referee Okito Nicholson. So, handball seemed to have been the infringement there, because for a moment we didn't see assistant Bennett with the flag up. So, after 14 minutes, 0-0 the score here. Mount Pleasant, the visitors, second place in the league on 40 points, playing against Harborview, the home team, who are 9th at the moment with 29 points, as Richie now boots this one long upfield. Harding does well just to clear his lines. Comes now as far as to Nelson, the new man. He was the captain of Moulins. Now he's in the center of the park for Mount Pleasant. Here comes Benbow. Now chips this one inside. Nelson can't get the better of Talbot. And now the referee obliges. Harborview will get a free kick here. So Chambers now boots this one, looking for Tolo again. And Ladiel Ritchie falls to the turf as Tolo now will go down the left-hand side, chips inside the box. Still Tolo now, Tolo chips it across. Campbell was coming, and McCullough did well there now to clear his lines. Here comes Harding now. Harding again chips it inside. Beckett, still Beckett, comes across to McDonald. McDonald again. No players inside the box. Goalkeeper Davis now receives. Bowls it out now to the man Rodney. Rodney now can come forward at pace. Busy player Rodney chips it now to the left-hand side and gets the man Kesson Hall. Hall back to Rodney. Rodney inside, back to Hall. Hall will come to Isaacs as the Harborview team now regroup, and easy interception there for the man Bebito McDonald. Now it comes inside with Norman Campbell, but Campbell can't keep possession here as Hall chips this one. Speculative here, and would be difficult for Nelson to get to that one as they toss in the corner now. Talbot manages to get it to McDonald, who comes to Romario Campbell. Romario Campbell now moves by one. Here still spins again. Comes now to Bebito McDonald. Here is McDonald now. Chips the ball inside, but only as far as to Rodney. Can Rodney now? And Mount Pleasant made them pay for this. Chips across for Beckford, but Chambers should be first to that one and gets it to Luca Levy. So end-to-end stuff here. Good pace to this game. 16 minutes gone as Levy now comes to Tolo. Tolo does well to hold up still Tolo, but looks to have been the turf there, but referee says he was fouling him from before and calls back the infringement here. So not a packed house, but a lively crowd here inside the compound, as lots of intrigue around this fixture. Mount Pleasant wanting to avenge 2 defeats, and Harborview wants to assert themselves on this Mount Pleasant team. So Beckett now boots this one to the far post, headed out by McCullough. Will this be a corner? Yes, it will. And first corner here for Harborview after 17 minutes. And Levy looks to be the man charged with the responsibility to. So, get the ball now crossed inside. McCullough at the back, and corner number 2 this time from the Mount Pleasant, the right side of the Mount Pleasant defense, left side for Harborview as we approach 18 minutes here in the fixture. 0-0 the score line, and Luca Levy sprints across to take this corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Harborview players in the box, 2 lurking outside the box as Bebito McDonald tried a cheeky run, and it's a corner again. 3rd corner in succession here. Campbell lurking at the edge of the box. 4 Harborview players inside the box as the ball comes across again. And now it's cleared by Mount Pleasant. Comes as far as Campbell. Campbell was with Mount Pleasant last season and would have been one of those who left at the beginning of this season and turned to Harborview as Richie now boots this one long upfield, comes to Beckford. Beckford's off the knee but can't get it to Benbow. Now the ball is inside with Leng. Leng to Rodney. Rodney now to Benbow. Benbow chips this one but skewed off the outside of the boot. Saw the intention, wanted to get Kesson Hall going but off the wrong part of the foot there and went into the arms of Chambers. So 19 minutes here gone, 0-0 the scoreline. Harborview, the home team, wearing yellow. Beckett now chips this one across to Levy, who has switched sides here. Luca Levy. Now it comes to Harding. Can Harding get it inside? No, he tries to chip it across. And no, but the ball falls to McDonald, who plays it over. And flailing goalkeeper there, not handling the conditions underfoot. Slippery out there. Both teams, not just one set of players, but we have seen the effects on both teams in terms of the slipping and sliding as Nelson now is on the ball still. Nelson looking for connection but comes back to Campbell. Campbell now looks to pass back to McCullough, but just some miscommunication here as McCullough trying to indicate to looks to be Hall that he wanted him to come further across. So as now the ball comes to Leng. Leng wide to Beckford, can't control, didn't do well on the first touch. Harding did well now to slide in. Here is Campbell now. Campbell chips it inside to Tolo. Man, Jimmy is challenged here by Richie, but still manages well to hold up the ball here. Still McCullough, Tolo. Now here comes Campbell, the man who scored the last goal as Harding now down the left-hand side. Gets it inside to Levy. Levy back to Campbell. Campbell will come to his namesake, Campbell. Now it's across to Beckett. Beckett now could shoot, but too much underneath that. And hit the sign which marked Gene Wallace here. So straight on the wall, hitting the sign for the Gene Wallace stand. And could be a relative of his, giving him some perhaps a good build-up play there by Harborview. Good intent showed, albeit a shot off target, but good passage of play there as same ploy here being used by Mount Pleasant as this long ball from the back. And Tolo gives up that chase as so Tolo would be Tolo and Romario Campbell would be the two changes in terms of those who played in the game. Luca Levy did not start in the last match, but gets the start here today. As for Mount Pleasant, Jeremy Nelson would be the man who has come into this fixture. Didn't start. As a matter of fact, last week he was a Molynes player. And this week he is in the middle of the park for Mount Pleasant. So ball played now to Richie. Going long again inside to Beckford. Takes it well on the chest. Still is Beckford. Comes across now to Benbow. Chips this across for Nelson, but wasn't alert to that. And Chambers, no problems there as he takes the ball now. Comes across to the man Talbot. Goes back to Chambers. Chambers now just boots this one upfield. Better safe than sorry. Here is Campbell now. Heads this one back inside the midfield. Leave it challenged by Nelson. Here comes Beckford now. Still Beckford on the ball. And Harding climbing into his back, but does well to hold up. Good strong play there by the striker. Not falling to the turf as now it comes to Benbow on the far side. Chips it across trying to get Beckford going. Can he get there before Williams? No. And Williams just plays that up into the stands as the ball now is with, looks to be Benbow over on the far side here. McCullough now gets by Bebito McDonald, who is working both sides of the field, has been interchanging here with Luca Levy as Sule McCullough now chips this one across. Gets the ball! And wide again. Wide again. Did well. Free header. But maybe just the angle in which he was shaped dictated where the ball went. And the flashing header just went wide of the post here. You're just joining us. We are 23 minutes unofficially here. Harborview in yellow. We are at Harborview. The Stars of the East, as they are called. We're at the compound here in East Kingston as heads go up. No connection. No Campbell gets it too. Benbow can't control. Now Rodney across to Beckford. Beckford now wants to chips it inside. Chips it, but can Benbow get there? No, he goes across. Should be a corner. And yes, did well there. Good pace on this Mount Pleasant front line. Benbow did well to get behind the defenders and just made enough contact to get a corner kick. Nelson now going across, but Benbow sends him back inside. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Mount Pleasant players inside the box now. None on the edge of the box as Benbow now to chip this one inside. Comes across. Goalkeeper comes and got a hand to it. And that was enough to get it outside of his area as throw now to be taken by Mount Pleasant. McDonough with the header, but Beckford now still inside. Beckford, but that one can't get over it. And gets it over the bar. And so 25 minutes here gone. 0-0 the score line. It's Harborview in yellow versus Mount Pleasant, the visitors, in blue, as Rodney now does well to win the ball. Still Rodney, and now goes down on that challenge. It's second place playing 9th place here. 11-point differential between both teams. Mount Pleasant wanting to go back to the top of the table with 4 clear goals to surpass Waterhouse, but at least would join them on points, as Rodney now trying to use the chest to flick it inside to Nelson, but nothing there. McDonald now. Romario Campbell. Bebito McDonald. Norman Campbell. Romario Campbell. Still Campbell. Levy. Levy now. Does well, still Levy. Goes across to Decoy Williams. To Campbell. Norman Campbell back to Levy. Lots of interchanging in this midfield now as Beckett, Harding, back inside now. Beckett comes. Can he get it across? Chips it now. Played out by Richie Staple. Just tempering the ball there. Now McDonald chips for Staple. Staple on the outside, hounding McCullough all the time. And McCullough maybe was looking for a foul there as it comes to McCullough. Back now to Campbell. Campbell under pressure from Tolo. Tolo did well to force him into an early decision as Williams now boots this one upfield and should run outside for a goal kick. 27 minutes gone here in the piece. 0-0 the scoreline. Harborview 0, Mount Pleasant 0. And so here is comes to the man. McCullough is a former national youth player here, and Harborview homeboy as it comes across now to Tolo, but cut out now by Richie. Benbow did well to control on the tie, but pushed off the ball there. Yeah, really muscled off the ball. The fans say no, and referee Nicholson says yes. I'm the man calling the shots here, as Campbell now trying to steal some land. But the referee says none of it. You do not have the title for that part of the land, as the ball comes across now to McCullough. McCullough could have crossed, but did opted to come back to Benbow. Benbow now, can he chip it inside? This one looks like a shot, and Chambers will have no problems as Beckford with his hands raised high, asking why wasn't that crossed inside, as now Harding comes to Romario Campbell, R. Campbell, across to N. Campbell. Campbell now controls, looks inside. Can he shoot? And saved there by Kadeem Davis. Had to fly to tip it outside the right upright. And Campbell, the man, received the pass from Romario Campbell. 2 dribbles and let fly. Kadeem Davis had to be at his best to just tip that one around the post. And Harborview come again. Here is Tolo. Twisting and turning, wants to get the ball across, chips it inside. Davis again punches, and now Campbell will just punt it out as Beckford now tries to clear the lines for Staple now. Good pace on him and clears the ball and gives Harborview a chance to regroup. Now it comes inside, it's with Kessler and Hall. Still Hall comes to Leng. Back to Richie. Richie now still with the ball. Comes to Campbell. Campbell to Nelson. Nelson inside. Still Nelson. So really end-to-end stuff here. Both teams giving as much as they're getting, as it's now with Benbow. Benbow on the far side comes inside now. Can he get it to Nelson? Nelson now controls. Still Nelson chips it across for the run of Benbow. Still inside the box. Ball looked to be a handball there. Just a hint. But none of the players on the field interested. So Benbow now fouls Luca Levy. Doesn't allow him to go past. He's telling the referee that that was a dive. But the referee already bought it, whatever Levy was selling. And free kick the verdict as Chambers comes across in the 30th minute to take this free kick for Harborview. It's 0-0 at the compound here. Mount Pleasant in blue, Harborview in yellow. Here is Rodney inside, being hounded by Levy. Still Rodney comes now to Leng over on this right-hand side. Leng looks across, gives it straight to Harding. Now McDonald inside to Norman Campbell. Campbell, one of the danger men here, and goes to the turf. Here's McDonald now, back across to Beckett. Beckett to Romario Campbell. Campbell now chips it across for the run of Staple. Staple can go forward if he can control, but the first touch wasn't good. And Benbow now just plays it outside as Campbell is on the turf over on this the far side. As seems to be favoring his right ankle. And referee Nicholson comes over. So after 31 minutes, 0-0 the scoreline here. So here is now Richie. Leng. Richie. Diagonal ball. Can he keep it in play? Yes. No, he doesn't. And Bennett says it's a throw-in as Staple now with ball in hand. Plays it inside to Beckett. Beckett now across to Staple. Staple back. Looks to get it to Talbot. Talbot now just gets it to McDonald. McDonald, former Arnett Gardens man, comes across, was also at Barbican as this one is chipped inside. And Campbell now gets it back for Bebito McDonald! And that's the first goal! A beautiful setup here. Norman Campbell with the assist. And after 32 minutes, the home team Harborview with a beauty from the man Bebito McDonald just curled that one around the goalkeeper Davis. Couldn't do anything to stop that one. And it's Harborview 1. Mount Pleasant 0 here at the compound. So after knocking and knocking and knocking at the door, Harborview have found themselves in the lead here at home. And not leaving anything late this time because it's just 32 minutes gone. And it's 1-1 the score line. Bebito McDonald with a beauty. And that one is fitting for a TV game. And that's the first goal of the piece here from the former Arnett Gardens man. And looks to be some problems in the stands, not so sure. Just saw a little commotion there, but nothing to trouble referee Nichols. So Mount Pleasant have it all to do here, despite the chances and the rumblings and the tumblings. Guess what? The score is 1-0 in favor of the home team, Harborview, as Nelson now comes across to Isaacs, who chips this one long high, and Chambers has no problem there. And just catching practice there. Must have thought that was a ball from his coach, because there was no problems for him to collect that one, as he now puts it to the ground and chips it across. Isaacs can't control cleanly, but Richie will recover here. Leng now chips this one upfield, headed out by Talbot, not very far, but Campbell now chips it across. Nelson now inside to Beckford. Beckford back to trying to get Rodney going. Referee now plays the advantage. Here's the goal scorer, Bebito McDonald. McDonald now still on the ball. Under no pressure here. Now he comes back to the captain, Beckett. Here's McDonald. Comes across to Harding. Harding now, twist and third, still Harding. Under some pressure here, but cut out now by Mount Pleasant. Here is Keston Hall. Chips it inside to Nelson. Nelson dispossessed by Campbell. Campbell now, still Campbell on the ball. Live wire here for the Harborview team. And making himself a nuisance for this Mount Pleasant aggregation. Scored at Jackson, scored here last week, has the assist for the goal, and still working very hard. 35 minutes here gone. 1-0 the score in favor of Harborview. They are wearing yellow. They are at home. Live table here would mean that they would move to 32 points and pass Cavalier into 8th place. Here comes Mount Pleasant. Whatever the score is here tonight, they will still maintain 2nd place unless they can win this game by 6-1. Here comes Leng. We told you about the head-to-head earlier. It's 5 meetings between the two. Harborview winning 3 and Mount Pleasant winning 2. So no drawn results so far in this encounter. And if we should go by the head-to-head, as a referee now gets himself involved and calls a foul. Maybe he's saying, I'm calling it back because I passed it to you. But didn't see much in that. So referee Nicholson says, listen.
The rule now, sorry. The rule now is that if it hits the referee, you can stop and drop.
Right, so just getting some information on the rules by experience. Mr. Carvel Stewart here just telling us that the rules have been amended. So if the ball comes off the referee, he has the option to stop play and give back the ball to the team. Granted that it wasn't their advantage. So good info here. Experienced persons in this Harborview aggregation just adding some valuable information to our coverage here. So it's 37th minute we are into, and the traveling fans from St. Anne are wondering how they're going to score at Harborview. But Harborview seem to have found the remedy, as this one is headed now across to Leng. Mount Pleasant trail by 1-0. Leng can't get by Levy. Beckett now chips it inside. Tolo back to Levy. Good one-touch play here, but cut out now by Isaacs, who just stands his ground in the middle of the park. Cuts out now and gets to McCullough. McCullough over on the left-hand side. No support in the flank, so he has to come back inside to Rodney. Rodney can't control underfoot conditions. Here is Campbell now. Danger man now still. Norman Campbell comes across to McDonald. Chips it now across, but wanted it really to go wider. But McDonald was in the way, so he looks now, comes across to Norman Campbell still. But ball in the ear, not really where, and there's a cynical foul here. And could be the first caution of the game, but hugs the player so quickly that the referee forgets about the card. So something for the movies here. He pushed him to the turf. The referee thought about giving him the caution, but Kesson Hall said, no, referee, this is my friend. I'm going to hug him to prove it. And the referee says, no cards for you. Here comes Staple now. Coming down the right-hand side. Staple with one man to me. Cuts inside. Staple comes across to Campbell. Campbell can't turn to shoot, but comes as far as to the goal scorer. McDonald trying to curl. No. Chips it across to the back post. Macaulay Tuller comes across to Levy. Levy now into the arms of Kadeem Davis look good from the turn. And the fans here were saying 2-0. And it was a moment for the Mount Pleasant aggregation. But Levy only played it into his arms. So Harborview, not the same strategy from the last game Monday night. In the first half, for the first 45 minutes, Harborview were basically sitting behind the ball and playing on the counter. Now they are giving as much as they are getting, and they have a 1-goal lead to show for it. Bebito McDonald, the man in the 32nd minute of play. 7 minutes ago seems like ages, but Mount Pleasant still have not found their way back. Early flurry from Mount Pleasant, to be honest, but after the 10th minute, things balanced out, and Harborview with some good opportunities and making one count as we go into 40 minutes. Jeremy Nelson here standing over the ball. The news is you might be just joining, you're saying Jeremy Nelson and Mount Pleasant. He's a new transfer, just came in from Malines and starting straight from the transfer window. So here is Nelson now with this free kick. Has produced some of these for Cavalier and for Malines. Now he comes, chips this one across far to the back post, and Chambers taking no chances there. Had to punch, and somebody down in the box. Looks to be Benbow, and nothing serious. So 40 minutes here gone. Corner kick from the right hand side, and crowd of Mount Pleasant players inside the box here as they seek to force an equalizing goal here as we approach the final 5 minutes of the half. Leng now to cross this one inside. Ball comes across to the back post. McCullough over the top. And what is the referee calling here? Looks to be a goal kick. He blew the whistle, so. And goal kick here as 41 minutes gone. Second place. Mount Pleasant as Harborview, the musician here, plays the song that personalizes, it personifies the score here. One Love. So Bob Marley just reminding you of the score in case you're just joining us. It's 1 Love in favor of Harborview. And for those listening who don't know what love means in Jamaica, it means 0 or nil. So 1-0 the scoreline here. 1 Love, we would say in Jamaica. Here is throw into deep inside the Mount Pleasant half. Comes as far as to Richie. Richie now to Campbell. Campbell. Benbow. McCullough. Still coming back here. Benbow. Still Benbow. Leave it now outside for McCullough. Chips it inside. Cleared by Talbot. And so they are so now here comes Benbow with the corner kick. 42 minutes here. Gone. Chips it now across to the back post. And goal kick. No contact there from anyone in particular. So Harborview now saying 1 minute left. By our watch, we have 2. But let's see. They would want to go in with the advantage to force Mount Pleasant to come hard to get a result as we approach 43rd minute. Here is Chambers.
If the wing back is defeated, they must go.
Here comes now the ball.
So the wing back will
Benbow heads it inside. Trying to get Beckford, who is isolated there. Here comes now the man Rodney. Rodney across to McCullough. McCullough now inside. Still McCullough back to Rodney. Rodney across to Richie. Richie controls. Sees Leng on the outside but goes back inside to McCullough. Here is McCullough across to Nelson. Nelson can't control, but still Nelson comes back to Rodney across to Beckford, who chips it across, looking to see if he was onside. Still onside. There's the man Benbow, but can't get by Staple. And now Bebito McDonald joins, and Benbow now still trying to go up the right-hand side. Staple falls to the turf. Benbow now comes down the line. Still Benbow comes across the line, chips it across. Talbot looks to handle the ball there, but nothing from the referee, and nothing to trouble the scoreline here. Just something for the fans to get excited, but still 1-0 the scoreline as Isaacs now plays this up the left-hand side inside to McCullough now chips it inside. Crossed by Harborview. Look, he can't square. Here comes Isaacs, who boots this one off the head of Decoy Williams. Didn't know much about it, but did his job to clear his lines. Here's Isaacs again. Plays it across. Comes as far as to McCullough. Can McCullough get it inside? Gets it through the legs there. Now he chips it across. Looks to be handball. Referee says nothing but a corner. And yes, looks to be a handball there, but of course Dickles is the man who is charged with the responsibility of making those decisions. And guess what? There's no VAR here, so no review in any room. The referee's call is final for now, and at this point VAR not yet in the RSPL. Had this been another league, we would be looking at some men in a room looking at monitors. But can Mount Pleasant peg back this Harborview team and force an equalizer going into the halftime? This should be the last kick of the half as it's chipped high, floated up inside. Heads go up. Talbot is the man on the ball there. Isaacs can't control. Look to the referee anytime now for the final era and the free kick again. And not a smart foul there by Campbell. Hero could be the villain here. This is a dangerous place to concede a free kick on the stroke of halftime. Lots of Mount Pleasant players, Harborview players, asking for the whistle signal. Kevin Isaacs is there. Nelson walks away. Ricardo Campbell is there. And Kevin Isaacs looks to be the favorite. The captain, Ladale Ritchie, is there as Isaacs now. So there are many players lined up on the left-hand side, but I can tell you he'll be going directly for goal here. So Isaacs now. Can he get the equalizer? Can he get some good quality on this one as he steps up now and boots this one? But nothing there, and that's the halftime whistle. And we greet you at halftime, leave you with the news that Harborview, the home team, they lead by 1-0, courtesy of a 32nd minute strike off the boot of Bebito McDonald. And that's the scoreline here. Harborview 1, Mount Pleasant 0.
We'll give 6 gas vouchers and 2,500.